Well, we really appreciate you coming out here today to the North Diversion Channel Trail. My name is Dave Simon. I'm the Director of the Parks and Recreation Department for the City of Albuquerque. Again, I really appreciate you coming out today. You know, it's a gorgeous day for bike riding in Albuquerque. But you know what? Almost every day is an awesome day for bike riding in Albuquerque. And the over 150 miles of paved multi-use trail that we have in our city is one of our community's best assets for recreation, for wellness, even for economic development. So the trail we're standing on, the North Diversion Channel Trail, is the busiest paved multi-use bike trail in the city. And we're here today to show you some innovation from Albuquerque city government. We're here to show you how your city government is working smarter and more efficiently with tax dollars to produce better results and better outcomes for the citizens of our community. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our new initiative on trail repair, and then I'm going to introduce one of our assistant park superintendents, Kenny Ortiz, who's behind me to my right. And then we're actually going to show you our new approach to fixing our multi-use paved trails and demonstrate for you how our new approach is to fixing cracks along this trail and other trails. So those three things are what we're going to do. Our equipment is turned off right now. At the conclusion of Kenny and I just making some introductory remarks, we're going to turn that equipment back on so it'll be loud. So just prepare for what audio you want to get. And then we're going to move to filling a couple of cracks here. One of the larger cracks we'll fill is right here. And we're also going to show you how we fill a smaller crack back by the orange cones. And we'll do that one, I think. We'll do this one first. We'll do that one right there first and then go back to the orange cones. So you'll have a little bit of time to get some video of like before and after of our new crack filling operation. Okay, well, as I said, our 150 miles of multi-use bike trail is just a huge, wonderful asset for our community. But with that comes a huge responsibility to maintain these trails for the benefit of the public, to make sure they're smooth, they're safe, they're accessible, and that they wear and last as long as possible using our city's precious dollars. And during the pandemic, and with the growth of outdoor recreation in our city, you know, we have seen significant increases in the use of our outdoor trail system. And we love that. It's wonderful to see so many Burqueños and visitors to our great city using our multi-use trail system. But we have seen use dramatically increase, particularly over the past couple of years. So that has also increased our maintenance responsibilities to make sure these trails are smooth and safe. And make no mistake about it, the maintenance responsibilities on 150 miles of paved trail are really significant. We inventoried about a year and a half ago, we inventoried the condition of many of our paved multi-use trails. And our rapid inventory documented over 5,000 cracks in those trails that needed to be repaired. And what we realized was that the way we were filling those cracks before, we could not continue in that approach. We had to have a smarter, more efficient, and faster way of getting ahead of this problem so that our trails would be maintained and safe for use. So I kind of want to quickly demonstrate to you the difference between the old way and the new way, right? The old way was to take shovels of this asphalt material, which is sort of plastic and it's soft at room temperature like this. Take shovelfuls of this, place it in a crack like that, and then through the hard work and manual labor, repeatedly tamp that down until the crack was filled. this often would take 1 or 2 passes along this crack to make sure we got enough of this material in the crack to make for a level trail. There's a bunch of challenges and difficulties with this approach. The first is, it's hard work. The second is, it takes a long time. The third is that this particular material is subject to contraction over time. And during the hot and cold cycles, of the year, this material would actually shrink and contract, and therefore the crack may not remain completely filled for very long. So it was sort of a less than optimal way of filling cracks. And if you think about the time it takes for manual labor, hand labor to fill a crack like this, probably 10 to 15 minutes to do this crack adequately, and then multiply that out by hundreds of cracks, you can see how long it would take to fill and fix an extended portion of trail. So we decided there had to be a better way. And the new way was to use technology to make us smarter, more efficient, and save taxpayer money. And that new technology is behind you in the form of these 2 crack patching machines. The orange machine is a Craftco Super Shot is the name of it, and it is designed to fill cracks of smaller dimension, basically 2 inches or less. And we have literally thousands of those. The larger machine is the Craftco Patcher 2, the big black machine. That machine is designed to fill larger cracks, 2 inches all the way up to 4 inches. Now, once a crack gets beyond 4 inches in size, it's a real problem because it may not be really patchable, and that can lead to further deterioration on the trail. So we really want to get after these cracks before they get too large. And these 2 new machines are the tools in our new war that we have launched against trail pavement cracks in Albuquerque. Parks and Rec has launched a major war to fix and attack trail pavement cracks throughout our city. And we are going to win that war with the help of this equipment. So this equipment wasn't cheap. The smaller Super Shot crack filler cost about $50,000. The larger Patcher 2 cost about $81,000. So we've invested over $130,000 in this new technology. And the credit really goes to Mayor Keller and the City Council for funding this initiative. They saw the importance of getting better tools in the hands of our dedicated city workers so that we can do the job better. So thanks really go out to the mayor and the City Council for their leadership in funding this new initiative to fix our trails. And believe me, the benefits of this initiative are going to be huge. Not only will our trails be smoother and safer, and we'll be able to prevent failure of these trails for much longer periods of time. This will avert the need for large, complete resurfacing projects, which can be extremely expensive. So we're going to extend the life of these trails while making them smoother and safer. And the really cool thing about it is the old way versus the new way. The new way is going to allow us right now to work 5 to 10 times faster in crack filling. We are going to be able to move at times 10 times faster, fill 10 times more cracks in a day than we did with this old approach. So this is really a major step forward. Our hardworking Parks and Rec crews have already deployed this equipment to fix hundreds of cracks on several trails throughout the city already, where we have tested the equipment out. So we fixed a lot of cracks on the Paseo de las Montañas trail, some trails on the west side, and now here on the North Diversion Channel trail, the busiest trail and the main route to Balloon Fiesta. So already we have used this equipment to fix over 2,500 cracks on our paved trail system. And just over the past couple of weeks, this crew has hit it hard here on the North Diversion Trail, and they have patched almost 300 cracks on the 2.5 miles that is the direct route to the world-famous Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta Park. So we want to make sure this year's 50th Fiesta is the best Fiesta ever, and one of the ways we're doing that is to make for a smooth ride to get to and from Fiesta. Part of that is filling cracks on this important transportation route to the park. The last thing I want to do before introducing Kenny Ortiz, who will talk a little bit more about the process, is just thank our staff. I want to thank Kenny Ortiz, Tack Nifring, who's the leader of our trails crew, and these hardworking city employees who are really going after it, to benefit our citizens and throughout the city. They're out here working in tough conditions year-round, and they're so happy to get better tools to do the work. That's all they ask for, is to have the right tools so they can do their jobs to the best of their ability. And I'm so proud of our hardworking city employees who are doing a super job now with our new war on pavement cracks here in Albuquerque. So thank you very much. I'm going to introduce Kenny for a few comments, and then we'll move to the demonstration.
Good afternoon. Just wanted to again reiterate on the fact of our effectiveness and efficiency with these machines. As Mr. Simon said, our orange machine deals with smaller cracks, and it's a mastic type material. It gets up to about 500-degree temperature. We apply it. It's a wand application for that particular machine. We put that down. It takes anywhere from, depending on weather, 20 to 40 minutes to get down to a cooler temperature so that we can have cyclists go ahead and tread back on that trail. The other machine, the Patchmaster 2, that one has an aggregate in it, which is part of the premise of being able to do bigger cracks because there's filler within the material. So we wanted to make sure we had both options because of the amount of cracks that we have within our multi-use trail systems. One of the things that's important for us is to maintain the trail, keep it up and effective and efficient for our user groups, but also to keep it operable. And we found that this way of doing a crack fill aids in that. So we don't have to shut down a section of trail for a length of time and reroute our users who tend to utilize our trail systems as a part of their commute for work or for exercise. So one thing that we want to make sure that we do is educate everybody to know that this is going on, and that we put signage up when we are doing it, and we move it as things cool down. And we just want to make sure that the public stays safe, make sure they know they have to dismount their bikes and get around that particular section of work that we're doing. Again, before Mr. Simon said with this old equipment and the way that we were doing it, we were probably taking care of about 10 to 15 cracks in a day with the old way. Of course, with these new machines and us acquiring them for our crew, the orange machine, we can get anywhere from 75 to 100 cracks done in a day. And with the black machine, we can get anywhere from 40 to 60 cracks done in a day. So again, it tremendously helped us with our efficiency in getting this done for the users. Again, just safety, that's the most important component in what we do. The premise of us doing it is for safety for the users, but also to educate people to know that we are on here and we are getting this work done. And definitely obey the signs that we put out, and we can keep moving along the trail and get more cracks done for everybody. All right.
Okay, thank you, Kenny, and I'm just so pleased that visitors to Fiesta this year are going to have a smoother ride on their way to the world's most beautiful event, and this year being the 50th Fiesta. So we want to encourage visitors to take their bicycle to Fiesta. It's a wonderful way to get to and from Fiesta. You can skip the traffic jams, roll right into the park, and use our special bike valet, and we'll take care of your bike while you are enjoying the unmatched beauty of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. So welcome to your smoother trail, bike riders. Now, are there any questions that you might have right now that we can answer? And we'll do those, and then we'll move to the demonstration. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you mentioned it's saving time, but I guess is this saving any taxpayer dollars?
Well, when you think about the labor involved, this is just so much more of a smarter way to deploy our talented city workforce. And we will save large amounts due to the fact that we will be able to avoid huge, complicated, and expensive complete resurfacing jobs. And that's really where the savings is really going to kick in. You know, to resurface the North Diversion Channel Trail will literally cost millions of dollars. The longer we can extend its use, you know, the better. So, you know, this is it's a smart, efficient way to use our talented city employees and also reduce huge costs from complete resurfacing problems. Because again, once cracks get too large, then we have to move into a different approach, and that will cost much more money.
Can you talk a little bit, maybe, I'm not sure if you already did, the lifespan of, like, say, the traditional old method versus these new crack filling methods, like how long each may last?
Right. Great question. I think I'll let Kenny address that one because he has firsthand knowledge of it.
So we were seeing with the UPM and the manual application, due to shrinkage, because there's a mastic material, the kind of Rice Krispie treat consistency is what I use as the example. With the expansion and contraction of that, with the weather patterns that we see, we were seeing the deterioration of this old method probably in about a year to 2 years. Whereas with the new machines, again, we kind of took a page from our partners at Municipal Development and our Streets Department, and they're seeing a lot more longevity in terms of the lasting of sealing those cracks. We're anticipating above 5 years is kind of that number that kind of enticed us to really look into getting this machine. I will reiterate too on the crack fill, this is just one component of what we do for the trail systems. There's many other things that we do, which is mowing, keeping the trail component, everything clean. So I think this is a smart expense on our part because it's one of many things that our crew behind us does for our trail systems. And being able to be efficient with our time and effective with it gives us the ability to put a little extra time in the other components of what we need to do for those trails.
And then a quick follow-up, maybe?
Sure.
You mentioned the street department does similar crack filling. Do they have similar machines, or you guys kind of share that same?
Yeah, no, they have their own machines. Again, when we were buying, because we buy the material from the same vendors and that are on contract with us in the city, we got with our partners in that department, kind of really started to see how it would work for us and what we deal with, and we utilized them as kind of the demo. Once we saw that it can be efficient and effective for us, we then got with our vendors and started to figure out how we can best make that happen for us.
And we did do the great questions, and we did do a few things to make sure that these machines were mobile and we could get them onto the trails so that we could sort of have a smaller profile on these trailers so we could use them in these narrower widths along the trails. So we had some specialized adjustments to the product that we made, learning from our colleagues in other departments, adapting the technology for the use within the trail system. And we think we've dialed it in, and now we're ready to really go after it and, you know, fill as many cracks as we can as fast as we can. So.
And then you mentioned other trails, of course, and we're on the North Diversion Channel. How long is this expected to last, and what's next for the project?
Well, we're finishing up today, almost a week and a half of crack filling along the North Diversion Trail to pave the way for a smoother ride to Balloon Fiesta. Once we start in on Balloon Fiesta, obviously it's about it starts 8 days from tomorrow. We'll be fully occupied with Balloon Fiesta, so we'll probably take a pause from our crack filling operation until further into the fall. Then we'll resume that, and we kind of have a sense of where some of the priorities on the trail systems, where we need to go next. And so we'll probably be working through the fall and winter, weather conditions permitting. You know, we need a certain kind of parameters for temperature to be able to do this work. But the good news is we have it most of the year, except for the most extreme coldest points of the year.
And then, of course, circling back to time, you mentioned this is a huge improvement in saving time. I guess, what is the department going to do with, having extra time to?
Well, first of all, we don't want to be into the Golden Gate Bridge syndrome, where the minute they finish painting the Golden Gate Bridge, they got to go back and start over, right? They're constantly trying to play catch up, right? So we want to catch up with our crack filling responsibilities, for one thing, because once we do that, we know that since these repairs will last longer, we will not be in constant repair mode, right? So that allows us, as Kenny mentioned, it allows the crew to focus on all the other important aspects of trail maintenance, whether it's mowing or more significant repairs, improvements to signage and safety, all those other things. This will free up time for our crew to get more done.
Are you just focusing on trails with these machines? You're going to be implementing it elsewhere?
Well, I think we have a big enough task to to catch up with crack filling on our multi-use trails. So that's the priority. But there's just no question that this equipment can help the Parks and Rec Department in other places and help the city as a whole in other places. And we have a one Albuquerque approach to that, and we are always ready to assist other departments when those needs arise. So I think we can envision this equipment being very useful on small repair jobs in parking lots and other city facilities. But for the time being, I'd say we got a lot of cracks to fill. We're looking forward to doing that. Okay, super, great questions. I think we just need to move some of this stuff out of the way. If you could just kind of back up so this truck can maneuver. It needs to go up to the orange cones, and then as soon as it's past us, we'll show you the live crack filling operation on this first large crack. All right? All right, let's do it, guys.
Still going on. No,
Grab this mic real quick.
Yep.
I guess I'll grab this one too. And your mic.
Sorry about that, Patrick. We'll a little clean up there. Wipe my nose. Let's see. Let's move this out of the way. And why don't we move it kind of that direction? You think maybe?
My bad.
Awesome. There you go. 2 cracks in about 30 seconds.